Welcome to my life. Mm, mm, mm. Welcome to my world. Mm, 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 mm. Welcome to my life. Mm, 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 mm. Welcome to my world. Yeah, this is Andre Wade with Just Release once again. Just come to speak on some things, and reminisce and pray that there's peace upon y'all families. And hey, this is Sunday. Y'all know this is a football day. This is one of them days where if you did a lot of years, you knew that Sunday was a day of violence. See, I can go back to my East Ham days, and you know what? When I'm talking about East Ham, I'm talking about a unit that, you know, before the change that took place in in the prison system at that time, it was a difference. I think you only had like 30 something prisons built then, but I was on East Ham. I was on a maximum security unit at a time where a man had to watch his manhood, really pay attention to his manhood, because see, on East Ham at that time, they were still raping boys. They were still raping boys. They was raping these men. And we talking about a time where when you went to East Ham, you seen some of the oldest ex-convicts. You seen some of the oldest convicts. You seen some of the damnedest numbers. And I'm talking about these people, they was housing you with these people. And I'm talking about some of the dangerous men at this time was some dangerous men. And I'm talking about on East Tab. See, on East Tab, we talking about a unit where if you didn't know how to do time, if you didn't pay attention, because see, when you came to East Ham, you basically had a lot of years. You had a lot of years. So if you came in there with them small times, then they didn't really pay attention of how it was on a real unit that you had to be a convict. You had to know and not just jump in the game over there, because so many boys came to East Ham and didn't know how rough it was, and what these boys didn't believe in so much of boxing and fighting. These boys believed in stabbing on East Ham at this time. Yeah, at this time. At this time, it was basically the dangerous unit. And so when people got shipped to East Ham, and you be in that state of mind where you trying to figure out, man, why they sent me here? And, you hear cries at night. You hear men moaning at night. Men that's proclaimed to be men when they was in them streets, and when they come to prison, they be boys and they become punks in that nature. Because on East Ham, like I say, you had some of the oldest guys with them type of names where they was known, and when you heard them, they was either you know some serious cats or some playful cats. You didn't whatever you heard, and then you had to find out basically for yourself, because see, in the penitentiary, and at them days, this early time, they played all kind of games, right? They played all kind of games, and they had some of the you had some of the booty bandit game, with them dudes. They play them boys out there, they booty and some matter, and then you had the hustling, and where they had a point where extortion was going on real bad, and real tough, man, because once see, some didn't just, when they became boys, didn't just give up their booty or nothing in that nature, but uh they paid with their money, to be, keep from that happening to them, and all kind of, game, because when you're a boy and you're thinking as a boy, and these dudes on man levels, and out there, they consider as being on a man level, but you had some serious cats too. You had some cats that that it wasn't no booty, it wasn't that kind of game. See, because the character of men that I was given uh, a way of life in there. They wasn't that type, and I had an uncle, and my uncle, he did 11 years on East Ham, so and everybody knew him as James, or they knew him as Wade, and he, like I say, he was a dangerous man. I'm talking about this man was a dangerous man, and in the streets and in prison. So so when I got there, kind of like the older cats, I all knew my uncle and grew up with my uncle because some of them was still there. Matter of fact, one of his best friends was still there, and I had an opportunity to live with one of his best friends on a dormitory for many years, and I believe they used to call him Johnny Walker. He was light skinned and he was from Dallas, old school. And sometimes when you're talking about being old school in prison, it just so much be as of their age, it's just be of their character and the way they carry themselves in being in prison, and that's just how it was in that time. And so many people, they we build that character inside of these walls, and at that time you had to have a serious character. Dum 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 dum. Do you really like me? Dum 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 dum. Do you really like me? Boom, dum, 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 dum. I told you, this is, football day. I'm right here. I'm watching Kansas City and the San Diego game, which is a good game going on right now. But it put me in that mindset was of the ESAM days is that, on Sunday, and like I say, it's so serious on Sunday in the day rooms. And now, like I say, we had very small day rooms, and with very, all kind of characters in this day room, and you had seatings where some, if you just didn't sit because you wasn't that character. Yeah, you just sit on the front bench, but it took time. Not saying I just jumped on the front bench because like I say, a certain type of people can sit on them front rows, but through character showing of who you are, because like I say, you can whoop the shit out of one person. You can whoop the shit out. I'm talking about whoop the shit out because when you have to put your hands on another man, you go ahead and whoop his ass and you clown him if it's in that nature. And so that's how it was. So being that I had to build my character, and I lived on both ends of the farm. I lived on the north end and I lived on the east end, south end. So I was of different character. I was up there, and this is a good game, y'all. But I was of a different character, and what took place is that I did things, right? I did so many things, and I had to learn so many things. I had to learn a whole lot about living on East Ham at that time because there's some things you just didn't say. And some things got me and slapped in. I'm talking about I seen literally dudes get slapped in the face. Like a bro in the face. Hey, everything look. Slapped and see, and that was one of them kind of things where if you slap a man and it wasn't no hell of an after effect other than the person getting slapped and being in shock. And then some of this man, I ain't did nothing, man. And I'm talking about all that. You just be surprised on what come out of a person by just slapping that shit out. I'm talking about that sound be so loud. Slap the shit out of them. And I seen this go on, but I seen dudes. I'm talking about literally slap a motherfucker that consider himself a hell of a motherfucker, and even put him in shock for a minute. But that slap got the dog shit whooped out the nigga that slapped him. I'm talking about nigga whooped the dog shit out of him. I swear. I swear. So these are the kind of things I seen on Sunday because Sunday, we ran, it was parlaying going on. There were boards, pick'ems. You know what I'm saying? I used to run both. I used to run pick'ems. I ran parlays. I used to make that money, and I was one of them kind of characters. I used to cut a lot, and them niggas used to be mad at me that's how it was because my parlay was at that standard where it was so big where I used to pay a lot of free rides. And I did a lot of gambling. I did a lot of risk taking on my parlays, utilizing my parlay money to play other pick'ems or play other parlays. But I was so much of in my hustle at that time that it wasn't enough for me to make up a loss. Because I sold tobacco, I did everything, and and so I stayed in that circle of men where I also, if I take a loss, I can go to and that can be corrected, and I can correct that other end on a day or two. And that's just how it was, and that's how it was with everybody. And you had all these like the characters, like I say, on Sunday, it was one of them days where you're gonna see some action for real. You're gonna see some action, or you're gonna hear fight. They like in the barrel. Boom, boom, fight. Oh, that's the more low holes. They scream, ow! I'm talking about you literally line to see. You thinking this is two dudes down there, two inmates down there fighting. You go down there, inmate done slap the dog shit out of one of them hoes and on the run, on the in and out. And they gonna slap the shit out of one of them foul mouth ass gals. And then we talking about a time when inmates ran the penitentiary. See, inmates ran the system in the state of Texas before they started building all them prisons. In the old prison, the prisoners ran the penitentiary, and officers was terrified. I told you in one of my videos that they had this squad. They called them the Goon Squad, and these were state dudes. So when they took these dudes out of the system, okay, now before that, even they in their time, it was still, it was violent, right? So when they took these military dudes out the penitentiary for the state really they got terrified. The officers got terrified. So the inmates ran over the system, right? Because they didn't have that goon squad. They didn't have them anymore, men in black. They ain't have them no more. So, and so the officers were so terrified. Cause I'm talking about every day a lot was getting worked. Every day on, and you can go back and you can go check this on Rugged on East Ham. I'm talking about East Ham. Every day a law got whooped, or inmate got stabbed, or some violent. Every day, and you can go check this for every time the years I did, and I did 10 years on it. and I seen it where it's flipped. I seen the flip, but I seen it was so serious. The unit was so serious when I tell you this here. And I'm telling you this here, I'm talking about East Ham that had a name because the East Ham that was built before this one, that's where Clyde escaped from. When you ever seen the movie Bonnie and Clyde, well, Clyde escaped from East Ham. Yeah, he was so terrified up in there. Yeah, Clyde was terrified up and over there in East Ham, that old East Ham. Yeah, I think they raped him and everything. I don't know, but the story, but he was terrified and because it was real bad over there. It was real bad over there, real tough over there, and so that reputation still goes on the with the things that take place on the old East Ham that was built after that, because this prison was built a long time, man. I'm talking about when I tell you that these men on this unit was killing and raping and I'm talking about, man, I'm talking about some of the unheard of things that you will ever hear and what's going on at this time. And I think you had Angola over there in Louisiana, one of their security camps that was really going off too, and it was considered one of the most dangerous prisons in the United States. And East Ham, it was at that level, and so it had so much of a reputation. So it was so easy to see so much of violence on that unit, and like I say, men that consider themselves as men was raped and all this here kind of stuff and turned out. Either, turned out and being a punk or turned out as just being, a broad, and considered as that, and that's what that some of them here are, some broads. That's what they act like and everything. and some of them so-called real motherfuckers that started eating the boys up. They eating dick the damn self. They eating the punk up and all that. You know, all that. I seen one of my homeboy, I'm talking about Lily, his punk used to whoop him. He put the punk on some weights. They were pumping weights. The punk stronger than him. And feeling out and whoop shit out my used to whoop shit out my I swear I used to whoop shit out my own boy. You know, and you seen all these kind of things. I seen some of my best partners, they died, and from AIDS and stuff at that time. So many of my partners that I did time with, they dead now, and it was a shame because you seen what it was doing, to other men, and they still, they steady mess with them and stuff. But I just look at it on a scale. Do you really like me? Doom, 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 doom. Do you really like me? Doom, 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 doom. Do you really like me? Yeah, just something, and at East Ham, like I say, was on so serious of a tip towards as just, trying to do the time, because, also, that time at that extreme, if you were given so many years, I seen some men, that had a bunch of years and struggled, struggling mentally and physically, trying to, serve that sentence that was given to them. And a lot of them, was placed, somewhere, that they didn't want to be, and that caused, some of them want to get off ship. I want to get away from here. I want to get away from here. But that relationship between inmate and officer was so real that, only motherfucker that wanted to get off Eastham either was scary or snitched or something or did something. Cause see, if they find out that you done told and snitched on somebody, you was gonna get got, And so at Eastham was that kind of unit, and so a lot didn't go on there that went on and surround the system, because the rank, they grew up the rank that worked there and the officers that mostly worked there either grew up and knew one another and it was just like that because they either be from Huntsville or they line to be from what was that, Love Lady or somewhere up in that neighborhood, and and they grew up, so they all knew one another. So when you had that relationship with them and knowing them and everything, so you had it made, and that's what I did. I had that relationship with a lot of them, and I knew a lot of them, and I did a lot for a lot of them in so many ways, and I'm talking about men and women officers, and so I had it in my favor, and so much, it was in my favor. That I was blessed, I was blessed, to be on East Ham and to be blessed, to travel after East Ham of the other facilities I had went to. So, it's been a blessing in my favor. So blessing that, even though I did all those years, I did it soundly. I did it with a mindset that that only fit a person that could be considered doing a video right now this day, and to testify that he made it through, not only from not messing with punks or having that kind of relationship, or not so much as making it, not getting my head split, not getting my teeth knocked out of my mouth or nothing like that, because that's so much I seen that went on that day, and that time, dudes on Recchio are doing that bumping, get their teeth knocked out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? All these things I seen towards as a man getting stabbed and a man getting, his neck cut, and his head busted to from Magic Shade and Snicker bar thrown on their face. You know what I'm saying? These are all the things that I witnessed, and it was, to me, it was some of the damnedest things because I hadn't seen it in that nature up so close and so violently that it took place every day, not just on Sundays, but every day. But Sundays just was the most dangerous day, and also Monday, because from Sunday, everybody that done lost they money and all this. I remember I had a partner, and this is when Frisco and I think it was San Francisco and Green Bay. It was a championship game, and so I kept telling him, man, to take Green Bay, man. I won like about $300 on that game, and I kept telling him to take Green Bay. Well, he lost over 300. And so I thought he had a lot of money, man. I thought he was out of San Antonio, little old guy, one of my best little partners too, man. Well, boy, he'll take a chance. Boy, this boy here will bet. I'm talking about he would do something that get most people killed. And this boy here, man, he was betting and taking dollar and bets against Green Bay and everything, man. Man, at halftime, man, already, man, Green Bay had already won that game. Everybody knew they had won that game. Man, before them smashed them boys, man, did them boys on that day and went on to the Super Bowl, man. I made all that money with Green Bay. Ooh, I made that money with Green Bay, especially when they played them Cowboys when I was in prison. You know, I'm a Cowboy fan and everything, but it's hard to so much be of a fan and being from Houston in prison and on East Ham at them days. It was like that, and so that Dallas and Houston thing. But still, we love our teams we go for. But I made that money when they played them Cowboys in Green Bay, and then they ate that bread, had them boys out of Dallas so hot. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I say, my character, I can bump like I bump because not only did I bump, man, I did action towards my bumping, and I didn't bump a lot, you know what I'm saying? I ain't believe in that, but when I get out there to go to bumping, I'm ready to back that up. They know it, I'm gonna call all them niggas whole ass bitches and all that. I'm gonna use all that kind of word to my bitch ass niggas. What's up? Nigga fight, go with it. And then when I used to get into that stage, the first thing they gonna say, man, cool down, Dre Dog, cool down, Dre Dog. So that's the kind of way I live because I fire off on motherfucker. I steal them up, bust them in the face, you know what I'm saying? That's how it was. And even if I didn't win the fights, I had motherfuckers like my boy Buckwheat, them dudes, that was Mandingo Warriors. And then these are kind of characters that I affiliated myself with, at that time because the majority of the black gangs in prison was, Mandingo Warriors. So, and I knew a whole lot of them because my Uncle James, he was a Mandingo. So, but I wouldn't, I had that other uncle that was a Mandingo that was inside. They called him Nat, old Hen. They called him Nat. His name was Nathaniel, and they used to call him Hen, because of his last name. And so these names of my uncles, they carried on through the system. So I had to live a different way just to carry on, to know. Yeah, they say, yeah, that's Nat nephew, or that's James nephew. And them was things that would be said because of my action of what I've been undone, they gonna know the bloodline I come from, and I was around, like I say, some of the dangerous dudes in the penitentiary, of that time, and knew them, and was able to socialize with them was a damnest thing because I was a youngster, you know what I'm saying? And these dudes, some old cats, but I learned my way of living off of them, and what they gave me, and so I lived with that and I carried it on, like I say, from other units to other units I went to. And so when I went to some of the newer units, they wasn't ready for my kind of character, not even the staff. I played the staff that was there because they be new to me, my mindset. And I played them people. I'm talking about that a lot, man. I'm talking about just having the game that I had and the potential to just be able to get by. And that was the thing, to keep myself, getting hurt or getting killed. So I played on the prey. And I had money, you know what I'm saying? I had things. I had officers in my corner, and I kept that. And I kept that because that's the kind of stuff you need. That's the kind of relationship you need. But then with some of the East Ham days that went on in my life, and like I say, it was on Sunday was some dangerous day. But this is Andre Wade, and I'll be back with something else about them East Ham days. Doom, 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 doom. Do you really like me? Doom, 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 doom. Do you really like me? The Andre Wade was just released, and I'll be back.